Guys, alright, before we begin, I'm not a dietitian, not a doctor, not a lawyer, not an underwater basket weaver. No, I'm just some dude. But there's all these people that are talking about how sugar is some demon food. It's not a demon food. It it's it's not some crazy thing that's like evil and that you should never incorporate in your diet. Okay, like there's a reason why your body why your body craves sugar. Sugar in the end is the fuel for your cells. It's a fuel for your body, right? There's a reason why food that you eat is converted into glucose for your cells to use in the end, right? It's basically a form of energy that's really easy to break down and turn into energy, right? So why is why is it so evil, or why is it leading to so many people being overweight, right? And that comes in. There's just two reasons why, right? One, it's the mild taste of sugar, and two, it's the unique properties of sugar. Okay, so let's start with the first one, right? The first one's not that hard. So number one, sugar is more or less just a condiment, right? It's something you put into your food. It's something you put on top of your food in order to make it taste better, make it taste sweeter, right? That's the point of sugar in this scenario. So why is this bad, right? So if you wanted to make it sweet, if you want to make something sweet, right, you put an X amount of sugar, right? But let's say you wanted to taste like ginger, garlic, clove, cinnamon, right? How much more sugar do you put compared to those other spices, right? Even if you look at, let's say you're eating pancakes, right? If you want cinnamon pancakes, how much cinnamon do you use? Like a dab? 2 dabs? 10 dabs? Okay. How many grams of cinnamon is that? And after that, how many calories is that? Okay, now let's go to sugar, right? If you want to make your pancakes sweet, how much sugar do you put? First, you're putting it in the pancake. And even then, when you eat a pancake without syrup, you know that there's a lot of sugar in there, but you don't realize it's not even that sweet. The flavor of the butter, the milk, the flour, those are all fighting with the sugar. And the sugar, be it already more or less not as flavorful as these other things, as I said before, cinnamon, nutmeg, whatever, it has a harder time fighting with it. And that's why you need to put more sugar in it. So the mildness of the sugar is kind of what is contributing to, in the end, the person eating it having to put more sugar in it, and then thus making it unhealthy for you. But it's only unhealthy because of the amount you're putting in, right? That's why sweeteners exist, right? Sweeteners oftentimes, for example, Splenda is 8 times as sweet as sugar. If you look at the calorie count per gram, the calories of sugar and the calories of sweetener, let's say Splenda, they're the same, right? It's 1 to 3, 1 to 4 grams, or 1 gram to 3 or 4 calories, right? It's not the difference in calorie that's important. It's the amount that you're using that is important, right? So it's not to say that sugar is bad for you. It's just that it's more mild, and therefore you have to put more in order for the flavor of sugar to really shine, right? So that's the first reason why sugar is bad. It's the mild taste of sugar that is leading to us having to put more to make the taste of sugar present, which is in turn adding more calories and making us eat more and putting us in a calorie surplus, right? Number two, the other reason why sugar is more or less demonized is also the unique properties of sugar, right? When you eat a cookie, I don't know if you've made protein cookies, they do not taste the same, right? When you bite into a well-made cookie, that cookie is the texture of that cookie is what most protein cookies miss, right? So, and this I'm not comparing this to like Lenny and Larry's cookies, right? Like those are just straight up like cookies. Those aren't like the amount of protein. It's basically just a cookie and they put protein powder in it. It's not like actually low calorie. It's not like, I'm not comparing it to, I'm comparing it to an actual low calorie, high protein substitute for a cookie, which I'm trying my best to make. Hear me out. I'm trying my best to make. Okay, I'm working on it. But then, the point in sugar is not just the taste, but also the consistency, right? It adds, like, you want your cookie to be slightly chewy, yet also slightly crisp, right? And the reason why sugar is able to do that is when you make caramel, right? The caramel, when it hardens, it's still slightly chewy. Like, it has a give to it, but your teeth kind of sink into it, right? If you've had caramel, so that's kind of what gives it that chewy taste, that chewy flavor, right? But on the other hand, it makes it crisp too, right? When you brown sugar, it gets hard and it gets like crispy, and then it's kind of like also with caramel, right? There's like a snap to it, right? After it hardens, there's a snap. So then the point in sugar in a cookie is, besides from the taste, but also the amount of sugar you need to achieve this consistency and this mouthfeel is quite a lot, right? You can't. That's why it's because we're using sugar in this manner, right? And third, I guess, in addition to this, I guess I'm too lazy to edit it. Yeah, there's 3 points, whatever. So third, why are you using sugar as a thickener? Okay, there's so many other things to use as a thickener. I noticed that with a lot of condiments, people are using sugar as a thickener rather than other things, right? For example, there's a difference between using, like when you make some type of syrup, right? A lot of people like putting extra sugar in it to make it more thick. When in reality, you could put other stuff, right? Like, there's so many substitutes. You can use cornstarch, xanthan gum, flour, any type of gum, right? Most fibers work. Tapioca starch, so many things. Why are you using sugar? Why are you adding so much unnecessary calories? And also, sugar does such a worse job compared to all these other foods, all these other additives, that you're just adding unnecessary calories for the same exact result, which is another reason why everyone's telling you, oh, avoid sugar like it's the plague, right? Yeah, so those are just kind of why sugar is more or less why it's such a bad light. It's not so much the ingredient itself, right? You can always use sugar in food, right? It's because it's so mild that you have to put more of it. That's why things like pickles are usually pretty good for diets. That's why things like spicy food is pretty good for a diet. Spices are pretty good for a diet. Why? Or also sweetener, right? Why? It's because they're high flavor dense foods, right? A pickle, you can eat like one slice of a pickle and you taste that throughout your entire bite, right? Your sandwich or your burger only has like 2 or 3 pickles, but it's enough to really add that depth of flavor into it, right? Same thing with spiciness, right? You don't need to put that much spicy sauce or whatever in your food to be able to be like, right? Same thing with sweetener, right? It's 8 times as sweet as sugar, so you can put 8 times less sweetener than you would have to put sugar, and that's what's making it a diet food. When in reality, gram by gram, it's the same thing. It's just less flavor, more flavor. So yeah, I'm just tired of people demonizing certain foods. I'm gonna talk about another thing on that, but then this is just a specific case for sugar, which has been so demonized in fitness community and weight loss community that I just wanted to go over it separately. So yeah, if you enjoy this content, I'm gonna post more stuff. Just kind of like keeping it real. I'm trying to make people really understand why diets work, why diets don't work, and kind of maintaining a healthy, sustainable, and also like healthy physically, but also healthy mentally, right? I don't want anyone developing orthorexia. I don't want people demonizing certain foods or like completely restricting themselves to specific types of foods or villainizing specific types of food just because they're on a diet or whatever, right? You can have whatever on your diet and just make sure that it's a moderate amount, right? Sustainability and moderation. That's all you need, right? You can eat whatever you want. Just make sure, if it's higher in calorie or more calorie dense, I'll eat less of it. Or if, whatever, right? So just trying to keep it real, trying to keep it healthy. Alright, stay tuned for no more tips. Peace. And also more recipes. It's just so hard to edit, man. I don't want to edit this too, but I was hoping that maybe I could do a fast one. Alright, peace.